Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah. So I'm now using an iPhone. I'm going to navigate around the iPhone now. If you look at this aspect, this at the bottom of the screen, you will see dashboard, you will see customers, you will see invoices, you will see expenses, then you see more. So when you click on more, it will show you more functions or more features of the app. So these are the things you are going to be seeing around there. So if I'm not, if you can't find anything, if you cannot see it under the screen, then you click on this more for it to be able to check other options. The only options down here is just customers, invoices, and expenses. That's just the only thing that is there. Now, let's go to what we called master files. What are master files? Master files are, what's it called? They are those prerequisites, they are those data that is actually needed to get you started when you want to implement or when you want to deploy an application relating to bookkeeping like this. So, and what are the kind of master files that we need here? You need your list of your products, and you also need what's it called, the list of your customers. So you should have the list of your customers now, and you should also have the list of your products. So when I say items are the product or the services that you render to people. These are the things you are selling to your customers. So then you need to enter them, you need to create them on the system. So then you also need customers. So now if you look at invoice, if you talk about an invoice, what are the elements that is actually needed to make up an invoice? If you want to generate an invoice for a customer, you will need the customer's details, which is the customer name, the customer's address, maybe the customer's phone number. So these things are actually important for you to have. Then also, if you are the product you are selling to this particular customer is also needed here. But let's just go to details of what we need to do today. So just the how to create our customers and how to create our item. Now, if you look at the upper part, you see items. So just click on items. So click on items, which is the first aspect of it. So your items will give you where you need to enter a new item or a new product or a new service. All you just need to do is just to click on add new. So it's either you are using the add new, which is at the middle of the screen, or the one that is at the right side of the screen. So it's either you use this. So if I click this, you see you can also have this here, or you use the one at the middle of the screen. So if I click on add, then it gives me information. It's requiring I enter a field or fill a form rather. So if I fill a form, now it's requesting for an item name. Now, item name, what is the item name of your product that you are selling? I want to try as much as possible to make this thing very simple. Item name, what is the item name? So enter your item name. My item name, let me assume I'm selling, okay, this business is actually selling cakes. I've no problem with it. I don't know some of these products for cakes. I know there's cupcake. I know there's maybe 5 inches, fondant cake, all this. Okay, let me use something that we all understand. Let me use something like food. Let's use food. So I'm going to use jollof rice. I'm going to use fried rice. I'm going to use chicken. These are things that every other person knows. So I don't want something that will be difficult for us to understand. So let's say item name. What's the item's name here? For the first product I'm selling, it's not that I'll be creating these things. These are list. What I want to do now is I want to create the list of all my products. If I'm selling food, I'm selling rice. What type of rice? I'm selling jollof rice. I'm selling fried rice. I'm selling, let me say, village rice. I'm selling white rice, I'm selling chicken. So all those are products that which I'm selling. They have different prices. So, and I need to enter it on the system. So, for instance, if I'm selling white rice, I'll just say white rice. You understand? So, I enter white rice. Units is just the unit of measurement. What quantity are you giving these people? So, but if you don't, if you might not, you might just leave that. It does not still make any difference. Now, if you are offering goods, if there are things that you can count, of course you can count rice. I'm not saying you count it by the grains, but you can measure it. A plate of rice, 2 plates of rice, 3 plates of rice. You understand? So those are counting. So if it is something that you want to manage, that is, maybe you want to know the inventory, you want to monitor the inventory, although we are not doing inventory at this class at all. We're not doing inventory at this level, but you understand what I'm trying to say. So if there are things that you can actually count, then you use. But if you are rendering services, for instance, maybe you are doing training. For instance, I'm doing a training now, so this is a service. So although I can count the numbers of students that are involved, but the product itself, I can't count it. So what I just need to do, I can just make that service. So any service that you render to your customer, you make a service. But this is an item that is countable. So I can click on goods. So if you have descriptions, you can enter descriptions for it. The descriptions and the item may be the same thing, but if you have detail, if you want detail on the description of the item name, you can enter it. But I can leave this. Then also the rate. How much are you selling one? How much are you selling one? Let's say a plate of rice. I'm selling a plate of rice for 2,000 naira. I'll just put 2,000 naira. So that is default. That is default. Every time when I want to sell, the system brings out, when I pick the rice, it brings out the rice and it brings out the price with it. Then now, also, if you want to add tax, if it's involved tax, you can pick tax, but you must have created the tax. So we're not going to tax now. We just want something very straightforward. So I pick 2,000 naira, then I click on done. Then you click on save. So when you click on save, you can see white rice is already created on the app. I click another one. I enter jollof rice. Jollof rice. You can see jollof rice. Now, let's say my jollof rice is how much? 2,500. Then I click on done. Then I click on save. You can see the save here. The save is at the upper part here. I can click on save. Then I click on add again. So I can click on add and start adding all those items. Then let's say this one is chicken. Let me say turkey. Then I enter turkey. Then let's say one turkey is, let's say I'm selling one turkey for 1.5. Then I click done. Then I click on save. So if you look at it, I've entered 3 items. So I would want everybody to enter or to create all their items. Create all the items that you are using on the app. So all your items created. Then when you are done creating your items, then you go to customers. Where you have customers, click on customers. Now, the same thing, the same way you did for customer, you click on add. This time around, you are entering your customer detail. It is very important at this level. Now, customer type is just to give a type, whether it is a business, if it is a direct business or an individual representing a business. But it is always good, just leave it on business. For better understanding, leave it on business. Then when you leave it on business, then you start entering information. So they are they've given you a form to fill regarding this particular, document. So I can say, salutation is maybe Mr., Mrs., all those you can pick. But if you don't want to pick anything, you can leave it. Then what's the first name? Enter the person's first name. I can say Olumide, for instance. Then if you have the last name, enter the last name. Then the company name. Let me say this company name. That is the company the person represents. So even if the person does not have a company, you can use his name also as as the company name. For instance, so I don't get people confused, I can say Olumide here also. Then now display name. What name? You could have company names and also first name. So what display name do you want the system to show? Okay, let me do like this. Let me change this one to Pinmetrix. Now, at this level, what name do you want the system to show anytime you are raising your invoice or you are raising your receipt? So this is, at this point, you pick a name. For instance, I want it to pick Pinmetrix. It is Pinmetrix I want to be billing, but although Olumide is a representative of Pinmetrix, then email address of the company or the representative, I can say, okay, lukogunle@yahoo.co.uk. Then you can enter the phone number, you can enter the website. So you are just filling a form here. Now the currency the person is working, you are dealing with the person, you can enter Naira. But we also have transactions that could involve foreign currency. This training is not for that. What we are doing is a simple, straightforward invoicing. So now payment terms. Depending on the payment with customer. Now, payment terms means agreement on payment date or payment period. Though I've invoiced you and I want you to pay immediately. That is due on receipts. That is, immediately the invoice is generated, I want you to make payment immediately. Or I say, okay, I want you to pay in 30 days' time. I want you to pay in 3 days' time. So it depends on the agreement you have with your customer. That is what you are in. So the same thing you are doing. I told you yesterday that whatever you are doing physically is what you are also doing on the system or on your app. So if I have a customer that is supposed to pay in 3 days' time, all I just need to do is the due date. I can change this due date. Okay, although you can create more. But the one we have here is we have next 15 days. In 15 days' time, end of. So look at this now. You can see that there are different due dates here. So you can also create more. But I think that you can create that with an app. I think you can create that with an app. Let me just go back to that. Okay. Let me just click this. I've clicked 15 days. I've clicked 15 days. Now we have something here called Enable Portal. I don't know why this is bringing. Okay, let me just. Okay, I have something here called Enable Portal. Now, you have situation whereby you want to take your invoicing or your automation to another level. That is, you want to be able to give your customer a platform that instead they can go and check. They can go and check the transactions you guys are dealing with. So even though you are the one capturing the transaction, they can view what you have captured for them. You can capture for them. Yeah. So you can, if I click on this Enable Portal, so which gives them access. This will give them access to go and check a portal or a platform also that will show them their names, all the things they bought from you, the payment they've made so far, all transactions. You guys can even comment. They can make comments on it. They can also review. They can send review to you on that same platform. So that kind of review can then be used. You can do a screenshot of it and post it maybe on your social media to actually show, to boost your sales for people. So this gives you it puts your business on another level. But nobody knows that you are not making payment for all these things. You understand? So nobody knows that you're not making people. Well, people see you outside and see that level at which your business is. So it gives that professionalism into your business. So if you want that, you can click this, which is Enable Your Portal. Then also leave it on language, tax rate. Then the billing address, the address of the customer, maybe where the address should be, what's called the invoice. If you are supposed to submit the invoice and by hand, then you can put the billing address. Otherwise, you leave it. Then shipping address. If, for instance, you want to be able to monitor the delivery address, you can also put it there. Then also we have another one here, new contact. Even though you have entered your name here, you can also add more people to the same customer's details. So let's say you are dealing with a company directly and you have 5 or 3 contacts there, but the person responsible for the payment and the invoices is the company, right? So you enter the name of the company, then you can create different contacts. So if situation, maybe you have that partner and you want to know, oh, I think I have another contact for this particular company. You can go to the system and go and check. You can go to the system to go and check who the other contact is. Then you pick it from there and check the information that you actually want. It's just a contact. So you can add contact. So if I click on this contact, so the same thing, the same thing we filled up there. You can put the contact details, the email address of the person. Otherwise, you leave it. Then if you have any remarks or anything regarding the customer, you can enter that. Then when you are done, you just click on save. So you click on save. So immediately you click on save, the system brings you here to show you the status of the customer you have created. So you can use this arrow that is going to the back at the top left hand side of the screen. So if I click here, now I go back, you can see, so I can still click more. So I can enter another customer. So if I say this customer's name is, let me say, Dangote. So the salutation, maybe I don't, okay, let me just say I'm having salutation. Then my, what's it called? The contact person in Dangote is, let's say, Shola. I can have Shola as a contact person there. Done. Please note that whatever contact person and whatever contact email address you use here, when you generate your invoice, it is that person's email address it will go to. So you want to be sure that this person is a representative of that particular company. So Shola, then I enter the name is Dangote. That's the name of the company. Yeah, I want it to display Dangote on the invoice, and then email addresses. Let me say, okay, let me use this. The mouthful chops at gmail.com. Then phone number, you can enter the phone number, the website address, you can use it. Then payment terms, and let me just leave it at immediately an invoice is generated, the system should start. Okay, now the essence of the payment term is this. The system starts counting when this customer is owing you. You understand? So, for instance, if I say my due date is today, it means that the system start counting that the person has started owing you from today. If I say the what's it called? The due date is in 3 days' time. It means the system will not count anything until the due date. So that is when the system starts knowing that, oh, on the 3rd day, I need to start counting that this person is owing my customer, let me say, my person. Let me just use my person. Now, at that point, you can also automate the system so that the system can always send a kind of automation. Let me use the word harass. The system can start harassing the customer on how to make payments. Harassing the customer that you need to make payments for this, my person. You need to make... So the system can actually start doing that depending on what you set. You understand? But let's just leave that. So I'll say due date so that the system can start counting as of today. Then also, if you want to enable the payment, enable portal so that the customer can, but if you don't want to enable that portal, you don't want him to have access to it, you can leave it open. So if I don't slide it, it means he will be able to log in to it. But if it will be like this. Now, immediately you do this, the system will send a notification to the person. We send a notification to the person because the person also needs to accept. If the person does not accept, there's no way he can see it. So the person also needs to accept. Let's just say I'm doing this. Then I click on this. So I don't have any other thing. So when I'm done, after filling all this information, then I click on save. So that is how to create your customers and how to create your items on the system. You understand? We are still going to learn all these things. What is all these icons for? You can see that there's an icon there for mail, for messages. So we are still going to learn all that. So for now, let's just leave it on 2 customers here. So you can go and create your customers. Go and create your customer. That's the assignment I'll be giving to you. Go and create your customer. Go and create your item. So that tomorrow, when we want to do how to create invoices, you will have something to create invoice on. You will have something to create your invoice on. So that is that about that for today. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please send in your question and let us respond to you. So bye, thank you, and God bless you.